let's check out this town. This looks pretty good. Got a gun shop. Rockwell Rifles. Oh, it's a bit crowded.
Greetings, customer. Welcome to error. Token not found. How can I assist you?
What do you got?
Acknowledged.
Okay. Alright. How'd you come to run a gun store?
This establishment was the property of one Lars Victor. Records indicate that Lars Victor was the victim of violence and is now deceased. Control of this business was transferred to this unit once every other eligible nominee declined the opportunity.
Adios, robot.
Acknowledged.
I guess we should probably save. General store.
Tough looking woman. Something tells me she aims for the crotch.
Hello.
Hello. What's your background?
Nothing too interesting. Been in town pretty much forever. I don't look for trouble. I just want to stay in here and tinker.
You want to tinkle, you said? What do you got?
Okey doke.
Nothing. Not a zilch. Zero. What can you tell me about New Rockwell?
It's a fine place. Fine place. I like the NCR and, yeah, fine place.
You can trust me. Nothing you say will leave this room.
Aye. Alright, stranger. Okay. I remember how this place was. Before these criminals came. It was a small, quiet place. NCR folks lived here. Most of them worked the mines. But those didn't last forever. The mines started drying up, and folks started leaving. The place was mostly a ghost town. Things changed all at once, though. One night, just like that. The old sheriff, Mr. Casey. His home just burst into flames. Strange men. Never seen them before. Were hanging around outside. The men were all laughing. Sounded like they took turns beating and torturing the sheriff and his family. I guess they abused the women folk until they got bored. Both of them. Sheriff's wife and his little girl. Then they cut their throats. The town was lawless then. The strangers who did the killing, they vanished one morning. But then other outlaws came. Used Rockwell as a sanctuary. Me and Bert, Mr. Martinez, and Mr. Victor were the only citizens who didn't run when the outlaws came. Mr. Farrar came a few weeks later. He had the papers. He was sheriff now. But the outlaws are still around. Mr. Farrar isn't doing anything. Now those energy gun men are here. They murdered Mr. Victor 4 days ago. Things just got worse and worse.
Alright. Well, good luck with that. What do you got here? Oh. Bert. Where are these, paladins? Alright, been there. What are you?
What you want?
You don't smell sanitary. Is it safe to eat here?
Bitch, I cook my shit. It's clean as fuck. I'll bash your fucking skull open and think nothing of it, motherfucker.
Okay. You have a cold?
No refunds.
I don't think that's edible. I'm gonna go now.
You'll come back.
I mean to ask you more shit.
What you want?
Okay. I'm taking your plates. Oh, crap. Slave or dead?
Hello?
Paladin.
Tough-looking woman. Something tells me she aims for the crotch.
Oh, you're not the paladins I was thinking you
Warning.
were. Flophouse? Pearl?
That miserable son of a... What? Oh, you're the new asshole. Hi, new asshole.
Hi, new butthole. Or sorry, old butthole. Something wrong?
Yeah, something is fucking wrong. See this rundown little shack? There's supposed to be 3 whores in there ready and waiting.
Uh-huh.
But the dumbass running the place scared off the 2 girls I actually like, and now he's chasing after them like some kind of retard bloodhound.
Scared them off?
Yep. Lee, the owner or pimp or whatever. He's, eccentric. A fucking freak of nature. At first, he insisted his whores call him Daddy Lee because that's how pimps do. Weird, but whatever. Guy's a pervert, but that's not news. Well, apparently, he laid out some new rule that all his whores have to call themselves sexy whittle babies at all times or be fired. So the 2 girls who weren't jet-addled lunatics told him to go fuck himself and they quit. And instead of hiring new talent, he went after him.
Uh-huh.
So, we got a whorehouse with just 1 whore. Fucking idiot. If he comes back, I'm shooting his ass myself.
Uh-huh. You want me to bring Lee back here?
Fuck no, I don't. That asshole shows up again, I'm fucking killing him myself.
Well, yeah, that was the point.
I drink and I fuck. In that order, otherwise the whole thing's a fucking mess. I expected I'd be bunkering down here, ready for pussy-ass bounty hunters to come for me, but it seems like the sheriff wasn't lying. So far, so good.
Uh-huh. Why would there be a bounty on you?
I was fucking this chick in Novak, right? You know, good times, shit is nice, when all of a sudden, in bursts a retard brother. He told me to get off her, so I told him to go fuck himself. And then he breaks a bottle and jams it into my fucking eye.
Uh-huh.
I guess that was his one move, 'cause I went right in and tore his throat open with my fucking teeth. Then I finished fucking his sister. Anyway, I guess that makes me a murderer. Whoop-de-fucking-do.
Okay. Good story.
Hey, you see Harlan? You tell him he's an uncultured idiot. Small titties are clearly superior, and he has no idea what he's talking about.
Well, I think we can find
Hey.
a peaceful middle
The
ground.
bosses of the Omergas, Omernas, the ones
Shut
that run
up.
Gamora, someone killed them.
Alright. There's a bar.
Hey, watch out!
Whoa.
Come on!
What?
I'm hit!
Is it running in slow motion?
The end of that.
The hell you want?
I don't know. Why'd you kill them?
Didn't like the fucking look he was giving me.
Oh. What if I look at you?
Any lawman that comes after me won't have it easy.
Oh, look at you. Rockwell Saloon. Clinic?
Howdy, stranger. I can't say I've ever seen your face around these parts before. Welcome to New Rockwell. Sheriff Jim Farrar, pleasure to meet you.
Uh-huh.
Now, since it's your first time here, let me lay out the rules. Don't want no misunderstandings now, do we?
Okay.
First off, this here town is a proud part of the NCR. Best keep it to yourself if you're opposed to that notion. And secondly, absolutely no vigilante executions. No exceptions.
I mean,
I don't care if you head into the saloon and you see Billy the baby rapist wanted for 1 million caps sitting up in there. You leave him be. You got to draw iron on someone, you two can take it out of my town now, yeah?
okay.
Now, what can I do for you?
Got any work?
Well, our town chef is terrified of soap, so I suppose we could use a new permanent replacement.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I don't think the current one would actually be willing to leave. Probably have to kill him. You know what? Scratch the whole idea. No, I'm afraid the New Rockwell Sheriff's Office doesn't have any work for you.
Okay. I guess I have a package for you.
What? Oh, yes. I'll just take that off your hands. Much appreciated.
Okay.
How can I help you?
What is there to do in town?
Well, let's see. There's a saloon over there, plenty to drink, and they even have an air conditioning system rigged up.
Oh, bucket of ice and a
There's a
fan?
whorehouse across the way. Can't attest to the quality, mind you. I am a married man, and I take that commitment seriously. Other than that, we got food, a general store, and a clinic. And I suppose the gun store is still technically open. Oh, and there are mine shafts dotted around the town. You stay away from those now. Ain't nothing good gonna come from fucking around down there.
Okay. Who are the guys with the energy weapons?
Yes, them. They call themselves the Paladins, and they're apparently a rogue breakaway faction from that Brotherhood of Steel.
Uh-huh.
Don't bother me none, as long as you ain't Legion, everyone is welcome in New Rockwell. Yes, sir.
They seem like slavers.
Yes, you're not the first to point that out. I assure you, slavers are not allowed to operate on NCR soil.
Mm-hmm.
I won't bore you with the details, but suffice to say that if they were slavers, we would be obligated to detain them.
Mm-hmm.
That we're not detaining them should be sufficient proof that whatever they're doing is totally benign.
Checks out. So how much are they paying you to look the other way? Doesn't that make you an accomplice?
They aren't paying me, goddammit. If I could toss them on their asses, I would.
Uh-huh.
Anything I do to try and get rid of them will ruin the whole town, understand? This town was just about dried up when the old sheriff got his throat cut. They shipped me off here just to finish watching it die. Just to spite those jerk-offs for wasting my time and energy on this, I resolved that New Rockwell wasn't going anywhere. I figured, hell, at the very least, this spot could be a nice little pleasure town. And yeah, that meant being lenient with my duties. I don't care what crimes people have committed in other places. They can behave themselves here, we don't have a problem. But then this shithouse slaver gang rolled in, all of them brandishing their fancy laser guns and plasma detonators, and what am I supposed to do? I have 2 deputies. 2. What the hell are we supposed to do? We can't beat them, not without goddamn heavy artillery. Should I call home and ask for reinforcements? That'd go over well. They'd sleep in here and arrest or kill every living thing.
Mm-hmm.
My hands are fucking tied, so take your sanctimonious bullshit somewhere else. I didn't ask for Green or his people.
Who's Green? Well, what can you tell me about the town?
Well, New Rockwell was built around the sulfur mines in the area. Mines ran dry a while back, but as you can see, we're doing better than ever. Personally, I attribute this success to our local businesses.
Okay. Yeah, outlaws, raiders.
Nonsense. If there were outlaws, why would they be so amenable to the rules of this town? Now, perhaps the people of the Mojave might have their own little vendettas and grudges against some of our citizenry, true? But, let's be honest here. They'll always harbor acute animosity to anyone associated with the Republic, won't they?
How'd you get this job?
Well, I was brought in from the West. Rather short notice, as it were. there was an unfortunate incident regarding the previous sheriff. A replacement was needed ASAP, and I happen to have the qualifications and the free schedule.
Uh-huh. Incident?
Yes, incident. The previous sheriff and his family were butchered like animals in their home as they slept. Nobody knows who did it or why. The most information we have about the affair is that the killers came from out of town. Apparently, the old sheriff was quite popular. Man of the people, as it were. Having never met the man, I'll take their word for it.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you this, though. If the people responsible make themselves known, I'll be making every effort to be rid of them. I concede that New Rockwell isn't the most morally upstanding town, but I won't have children brutalized on my watch. No, sir.
Alright, cool.
You keep out of trouble now.
Yeah, I'll try. Well, I guess... I don't know, we've mostly just been doing talking, so let's get on with the quest here. Where are they at? Here.
Never gets old when something blows. Never gets old when something blows up.
Never gets old when something blows up.
Green, sales will be slow down for a while between us. Nothing that can be done about it. Either fucking retard raiders up here kept bugging the NCR and finally got annoying enough that Rangers locked the tunnel up tight. Transport fees at this point would end up costing me more than anything I could make by reselling your merchandise. I do have some business advice though, at least until this bullshit with the NCR is squared away. The Legion is buying boys and young men en masse, use them as conscripts, I imagine. They buy women too, but don't pay as much. Weirdly enough, they're some of the most solid buyers I've ever dealt with. They've never tried to rip me off, haggle with me, or even show up late to a meet. You should see if you can work out a deal with them too. Tex. Oh yeah, my son is having quite the time with that slut you sent over with the last bunch. Good call.
Hello.
Uh-huh. You two know each other?
You're bothering me. I trust there's a reason, or I'll have you collared and caged.
Yeah, looking for work.
Yes, I have something. I know who you are, courier. I'm not surprised you wish to serve. To survive some of the things you've survived, you must have some level of intellect. If you'd like to prove your worth, begin by retrieving something for me. I have intel on a bunker by the side of the Colorado River, a pre-war research facility. I have reason to believe they were developing a plague.
Oh?
I could use their work to cleanse this place. Think of it. The NCR, choking and dying, unable to fight it off. Bring me their documentation and you shall be rewarded. Fail, and I'll have you nailed to the side of the cliffs.
Okay. Why is there a little girl tied up over there?
There isn't any little girl here. What are you talking about? Oh, wait. Were you referring to the one cowering in the corner there? I'm not sure how you made that mistake. Clearly this one has a collar around its neck, which denotes it as property. The bright red blinking light also serves to make the distinction abundantly clear, but I'll assume you're simply blind as well as stupid.
You have any relationship with Hidden Valley?
They're cowards and traitors. Once I've amassed a large enough fighting force, I'll have them all executed, as they deserve.
Okay. What does slave trading have to do with the Brotherhood?
I've been cut off from the resources of the Brotherhood proper. Without access to their weapons and resources, I've had to improvise. There's a very large profit to be made of selling these savages like dogs. As backwards and stunted as they are, it may be an improvement.
Who are you?
Elder Green. This is my chapter, and you will recognize the authority that gives me. Address me properly, or I'll have you dragged downstairs and burned alive. The charred bones of the last one are still there if you doubt me.
Uh-huh. And your men, part of the Brotherhood too?
Local conscripts. As long as they can hit what they aim at, obey me without question, and further my goals, they're acceptable. One of the few perks of dealing with savages. Their loyalty is easily bought.
Okay. And what are you doing here?
The NCR is an abomination, and I will have it burned to ash at my feet. To that end, I enjoy operating in their territory while they can do nothing. The NCR cannot touch us here. They would be wiped away, and they know it.
Okay, and once you have this bioweapon?
What do you think? I'll use it. The NCR, the Legion. I will stand upon the rubble of this country and rebuild it as I see fit. The Brotherhood would never sanction such an attack. They wouldn't even find a use for something so simple, low-tech, as it were. But that's why they're dying out, isn't it? This nation is plagued by ridiculous groups clinging to their archaic orders and philosophies. And that's why they'll all burn, while I watch and laugh.
Alright, I should go.
Good. Leave.
Never gets old when something blows up.
Hello?
Courier?
Delivery.
Who's it from?
The NCR. It's much more urgent than whatever you're doing here, I assure you.
Okay.
Have a pleasant day.
Proposition. Cannonball Taylor, I would like to meet with you face to face at your earliest possible convenience. I have a proposition for you, one that could potentially be extremely profitable and of great benefit to the Republic. If that isn't enough incentive, I can offer you amnesty for any outstanding warrants the NCR may hold against you. I understand if you may be wary of my intentions, so as a token of good faith, I encourage you to bring any equipment and or personnel associates you may require to feel comfortable. Please report to the Office of Mojave Affairs, building outside McCarran walls at your earliest convenience. I look forward to meeting you. I think this is Sawyer. It's like cut off. Okay.
Hey.
Well, shit. So we're not looking for the bioweapon? Alright, been to the general store. Flophouse. We'll just check out the rest of the buildings because it looks like we're going back to the Mojave. Red's gone. Bad news, Rob. I followed that trail like you said, and sure enough, Red Cock was all trussed up with a rolled up sock in his mouth and one of those blinking collars on his neck. Slaver crew was heading for the Colorado, so I figured Cock's been separated his namesake and had it traded in for a big ass bag of Legion gear by now. On the bright side, we won't ever have to listen to his girls screaming and crying throughout the entire night anymore. Okay.
Hello?
Newspaper? Oh, fuck. Fuck. Ah. I should have
Any
seen that one
lawman
coming.
that comes after me won't have it easy.
Fucking bear trap. Trying to steal my pillow, huh? How does that fucking bear trap feel? If I see anyone limping around with a bloody leg, I'll kill you. Oh, shit. Better fix my leg. Earl?
Yeah, what?
Oh yeah, we already talked to you, never mind. Buck? Susie? Nothing?
Oh yeah, this is comfortable.
Letter. The letter is written in a shaky, barely legible scrawl. Hey Amanda, I'm not going to be back when I said I was. I hope you're staying out of trouble. I was robbed at gunpoint of the money you gave me to travel. Could you please convince Mom to send more? My boyfriend Lee was disappointed I can't go because he wants to meet my family. He's really great. He's helped me with my jet problem. I haven't touched it for months now. I work at a bar now. It's nice, but it doesn't pay very well, so that's why I need Mom to send more money. Hey, how's school? Love, Susie. Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Drunk?
Hey, don't poke me. You got any change, man? I got 5 kids.
Never
to
gets
feed.
old when.
Martinez.
Another new face in the saloon. I like to think it's word of mouth about the quality of this establishment that brings in so many customers.
Uh-huh.
As opposed to the alternative, that it's the lawlessness of the town that attracts people. Now, what can I get you?
Any rumors out there?
I have this suspicion that it's actually the politicians and their cronies that are really responsible for Jet, you know? I mean, they sure produce a lot of bullshit, don't they?
Tell me a rumor.
I caught Harlan trying to sneak an electric drill into my bathroom the other day. That man needs to be stopped.
What's the word out there?
The patrons in here, they're always looking for a reason to spill blood. Normally, I try to avoid any and all violence in my saloon, but I think I harness their urges for the better. My bar has only one firm rule. If you talk politics in here, everyone has permission to shoot you.
Rumors?
I get customers in here. They say, "All right, Martinez, hook us up with the strongest drink you have on tap." I always tell them they don't want my strongest. It's just too much for them. But they demand I serve them. So what can I do? And every time, they slam it down and start yelling at me about serving them something too powerful. I gave them a warning. How is it my fault? The patrons in here, they're all...
Okay. Tell me about the Raiders.
Don't know that they're raiders, technically. There's actually only one real gang in town. Those ones with the energy guns. Don't know a whole lot about them. Their boss forbids them from coming in here. Most of the guys here run solo. Sure, most of them got petty bounties on their heads, but it's not really 'cause of gang shit. Usually. And they generally don't go beyond that. Get to be an actual problem? That tends to be when Sheriff Farrar suddenly notices them. Then someone with a badge will usually put them in the dirt via acute lead poisoning, and the NCR gets word that they can suspend the bounty.
I'm thirsty.
I live to serve.
Ooh, Ramanuka. Cool.
Hello?
Marcus.
Ah, you must be the fabled Courier 6. I'd heard you were in town for some reason or another. Marcus Ledoux at your service.
What do you do here?
Right this moment, drinking while I wait for the sheriff to work up the nerve to lose another round of cards to me. More generally, I arrived here as the conclusion to a pointless chase. I had reason to believe my target was here. I was misled.
And what do you think of New Rockwell?
While it's hardly the first lawless shithole I've found myself in, it still fails to impress all the same. Far too many bearded reprobates, not nearly enough classy women. I'll consider it a deep personal failing if I ever find myself returning here. The one silver lining to these sorts of places is that no one particularly cares if I shoot down anyone who accuses me of cheating at cards.
So it seems like you can pretty easily kill people in this town. Bounty hunter?
Recent state of affairs, I assure you. Though I'm loath to admit it, I confess I'm not especially good at it. I've never met a man who could best me with a pistol, but I simply have no interest in the hunt. I expect I'll be hanging it up soon. Believe I'll head west. Perhaps seek work as a bodyguard for someone rich and important. If fortune smiles on me, and she does, my future employer will even have a pretty wife. Or daughter. Or both.
Who's your target?
Some opportunistic looter with more greed than sense. The scant details I was afforded indicated he was a regular face in these parts. Instead, I find his idiot cousin, who informed me that my prey was actually hiding out way the fuck to the east, round about the Searchlight area. Trekking all that way for some impersonal bounty business sounds just about as appealing as a swift kick to the crotch. I'll pass on both counts.
I could hunt him down.
You know what? That sounds like a fine idea. Here's the handbill if such things interest you. Supposedly he's hiding out in one of the old mine shafts around Searchlight, so he may want to stock up on radiation supplies.
Yeah.
If you would be kind enough to return to me once it's settled, I'd be more than happy to pay you the lion's share of my commission.
So what's your story?
Well, it's funny. Before I decided to try my hand at law bringing, I was something of a criminal sort myself. Nothing too unscrupulous, mind you. Caravan robberies, bank robberies, maybe the occasional spot of hostage taking. Joining up with a gang seems like a fine idea when you're young and perpetually drunk. It was a brotherhood and other such bullshit. I consider it my highest honor that I turned my back on that life before the gang degenerated into murderous slavers and other such assorted scum.
What happened?
Our leader lost his fucking mind, that's what. He developed a psychotic hard-on for the NCR and began to exclusively target their holdings with lethal force every fucking time. I first killed a man when I was 16 years old. He challenged me to a duel after catching me in flagrante delicto with his sister and wife.
Ooh.
I've killed many men since then, but I've never once been party to cold-blooded murder, so I gave that life up and have been all the better for it.
What happened to the gang after that?
It was ridiculous. They declared themselves freedom fighters. Freedom fighters. Most of their money at this point came from the slave trade. The boss, a man named Sheridan, took it as a point of pride that the bounty on his head kept climbing higher and higher. Somehow he took that to be proof that he was some kind of legitimate counterpart to the NCR and installed himself as the owner of some small town. His glorious reign lasted 2.5 months, and then some posse of equally psychotic bounty hunters shot the place up. No survivors. Sheridan, who conveniently wasn't around when the hunters came, fled the Mojave, tail between his legs. Fucking disgraceful.
Well, what can you tell me about him?
He was charismatic, relatively intelligent, a strong personality. He seemed like a great man. It was unfortunately easy to really believe in him. I confess, I believe the capacity for cruelty and barbarism was always there. Men don't suddenly wake up one day craving bloody murder. But when we first met, he seemed committed to the noble outlaw ideal. He balked at senseless murder. We looked down on slavers and rapists. When the NCR rolled in, I don't fucking know. Maybe he saw them as a challenge to his way of life. Look, what does it matter? I've left that part of my life behind, happily replacing it with money, cards, and beautiful women. My advice? Leave the past where it lays.
Goodbye.
It's been a pleasure.
Alright, we're gonna cut here and return to questioning this entire town. I'm sorry, I feel like this has been a really slow episode just talking to everyone.
I like coyotes. I'm glad they're doing okay for themselves.
Okay. We'll see you then.